So I couldn't think of a good background for this video, so I chose the most interesting piece of non-copyrighted art that I have, which would be this map that I drew the other day. Actually, I think I drew it like a couple weeks ago. Anyway, the point is, I've been thinking about a lot of things. And it's like people, like one that I've noticed just in my occasional, like, because I watched this one guy's video. It was some black guy talking about like JB Pritzker and how JB Pritzker is like such a terrible guy. If you don't live in Illinois, you don't know who JB Pritzker is. He's like this really rich guy who pretends to like black people, but he's a terrible closet racist. And naturally, he is a Democrat because apparently that's where all the closet racists are. You know, and the guy said that the YouTuber guy accused JB Pritzker of using Republican tactics. But the thing is, Democrats, like everything that Republicans do, Democrats do. Like the reason why I like to consider myself a libertarian, even though I'm honestly probably more conservative, is because I don't identify with the Republican Party because they do a lot of the same terrible things that the Democratic Party does, even if to a lesser degree. And like one thing that I've noticed is a lot of what people say is racism almost always isn't. It's almost always classism. It's almost always the wealthy elite, which are mostly liberals, but there's plenty of so called conservatives that fall into the category of wealthy elite too. It's almost always something the wealthy elite are doing to make sure that poor people, not just blacks and minorities, but all poor people, are not able to progress and become wealthy and, form competition. So fundamentally, basically, I guess what it is, everything like that everyone's complaining about, is basically just there are rich folks, mostly it's the rich politicians in Washington, but there's plenty of the rich, sort of like the business tycoons in California that they're manipulating everything. They're just doing all kinds of slimy stuff that isn't right. And they pass laws and stuff, to make sure that, like, to make it harder to progress,